Okay, I'll keep quiet for 2 minutes and we'll go through the first question. This question was not shown to you anywhere in your homework, but it was discussed last week. So I need some answers from you so that you can get this out of the way and continue with the homework. And then if we finish soon enough, okay, if we finish early enough, we continue what happened to Max in his levitation experiment. Okay. The second part of the levitation experiment is very interesting. Now, this is to do with levitation also, right? Which means two magnets do not touch each other. They seem to be floating over the other, similar to what Max was trying to do. So there are some poles which are trying to talk to each other and say, no, I'm not the same, or I'm the same pole as you, I have to stay away from you, so I'm going to repel you. So explain why magnet A was able to remain above magnet B without touching it. Okay, I'm helping you along the way. Okay, so you can write magnet B is repelling magnet A, or magnet A is repelling magnet B, or magnet B and A are both repelling each other. All of them are the same as long as they are pushing away each other. Pushing away each other because they must be having the same poles that they are touching, or they are trying to meet each other. If it's the same pole, they will not touch, they will repel. If they are different, then they will attract, right? Okay, name the pole for part X. Part X should be, because this is south, I'm going to highlight where you're going to get the clue. The clue is here for part B, right? So if this is the south pole, then the other side must be the north pole. This must be north, am I right? And therefore, this is also north. Please be clear on which part they're asking. Not maybe they could have asked the other part even. Sometimes they may say, oh, what about this one, part Z? This is part Z. Part Z is south. Part X is north, and so on and so forth. So the answer for part B is north pole. All right. Final question. Ellie. Nice name, Ellie. Ellie did something to magnet A and the result is shown in the diagram below. Oh, what could Ellie have done? She could have flipped magnet A, causing the unlike poles to face each other, allowing them to attract. Right? I read this out exactly as how Celine wrote it for me. Celine, thank you. Exactly. So I can copy exactly Celine's answer. So Ellie, very good, Ellie. What could she say? See, could Ellie could. Very good, Celine. You said could also. You see, she's copying the exact question, okay, up here. Ellie could have. From here, okay? So it's very easy to answer. Turned magnet A, or some of you say flipped. Turned or flipped so that it faces the other pole, right? So what did Ellie say? I need to scroll up to check what's her answer. Yes, Ellie could have flipped. She said flip, could have flipped. Okay. Over, causing, unlike, so after this is the action, right? Action. This is what she did. This is the, what happened, result. The result is causing the unlike poles to face each other. Therefore, what happens? Allowing them to attract. So they attracted. Okay. So it's a 1-mark question. In this question, sometimes you're supposed to see 1 mark or 2 marks. Okay. Sometimes you're supposed to see, what could Ellie have done to magnet A? Explain. Yeah, okay. Sometimes you see questions. So I'm actually going to go through questions that you could be expecting beyond this. It's not always looking like this. Sometimes you just have this extra word here, explain. Then you can explain for a further 1 more mark. Okay. So whether you want to explain or not depends on the mark. Okay, whether they've asked you. So in this case, they've given you 1 mark. So even if I did not explain, it should be fine. Because we can understand that you have managed to get the right answer, saying Ellie just flipped the magnet over. Therefore, the poles must have changed. Therefore, they attract this. Everything is there. The explanation of therefore, you know it. But you know the action she did for those things to happen, which is what we wanted. We just say, what action did Ellie do? Oh, she could have flipped the magnet over. 1 mark. Pop, we get da-da-da-da, bingo. Okay. But if you say explain, then you go further on to write what we just wrote. Understand? This is the clear indicator of how good of a science student you are. Give what is needed and move on, or give more if required, give more if more marks are given, and so on and so forth. Okay, you need to look at marks, you need to look at the steps, you need to look at how many things they're asking for, blah, blah, blah. Okay, this is a very crucial skill that you need to have. Otherwise, you're going to answer too much and not have enough time to do other questions. Sometimes you may say, hey, Chia, why can't I just answer on the whole thing? Can. If you are doing homework at home, can. If you're in the exam hall, if you start answering every single 1 mark question so long, by the time you get to the 4 mark question, you don't even have time to do it, right? Am I right? Am I right? Am I right? Right. So you get the idea. So time is also a factor. So because of that, you need to know how much to write. Okay, you have been directed to lesson 22, I believe, or 23, one of them, but it's our magnets too. Further questions in magnets. Okay, and so last week we did magnets. This week we do magnets too. What's the difference? Okay, today we will look at more examples of what we need. 3 different types of materials. When you come talk about magnets, one type of metal will be a magnet. The other type will be a non-magnet. And there's one more type, third type, that is magnetic materials. So we're going to dive deeper into this. That explains why I wore my goggles today. I'm going to dive in to these 3 and make sure by the end of today's lesson, you know how to distinguish between these 3 things. And to distinguish these 3 things, we will just be asking you some questions to see, or some experiment. Every time there's some data, some experiment, some data, some experiment, some boys name, some girls name, some boys name, some girls name, doing something, giving some data and checking, hey, is XYZ a magnet, non-magnet, or magnetic material? Hey, is ABC a magnet, non-magnet, or magnetic material? And so on and so forth. So this is important, okay? Due to the experiment and data, you are supposed to figure it out. So if you can figure it out, then you become experts in this topic. And next week, possibly, I will do questions. We're still on magnets because I need you to make, okay, this time around, I'm not going very fast, like change topic every week. I'm going to go slower because I want to make you experts in the topic before I exit out of this topic. Imagine I come to magnets, then I do electricity, then I do animals, then I do living things. That's too fast. So if we stay on for magnets for about 2 to 3 weeks, which is only 1 hour each, that means maximum 3 hours. We try to become experts. Okay, we cover everything that we need to cover, and we can just say pack up and say, I know everything that needs to be known for this chapter. I don't have problems with magnets. Magnets is my favorite topic. Then we go to another topic and we make that our favorite topic, and we go to, and so on. So that's the what they call give me a word, come on. My mind is blank. Give me a word. Strategy. Very good. I came out with it myself. Yeah, that's the strategy we're going to use for the next few weeks. Strategy. Okay, that was what we. Okay, there are a lot of the words that you could have helped me with. No one had helped me with immediately. That's the strategy we're going to use. Okay, so we're going to stay on a topic for long enough to be able to absorb everything, memorize everything, be good at it, and say, this is my favorite topic. I can answer every question. And then we go on. By the time we get to our exams, we're going to have, this is going to be a breeze. Okay, so every topic is going to be a breeze. So let's look at the questions, because the questions are very, 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 very standard. Standard means they always ask you the same things, but in different forms. Same things asked, because these are the only things that you learned in school asked. But what can they do? How come every paper is different? How come your class test 1 on magnets can be different from class test 2? There should be magnets, what? Same magnets. By now I should know all the answers. Question 1 is A, question 2 is B. All they do is just change the question. So different forms of asking the same thing. So if you know they're asking the same thing, then just learn the same thing. Asking the same things. Okay. So we're going to do the different forms of asking the same thing today. So you'll see every question is basically around the same things. What is it? If you go back to my slide earlier, it's about whether it's a magnet, it's a non-magnet, or magnetic material. And then sometimes they may ask you a little bit about strength of the magnet, where it attracts a lot of paper clips, remember, or iron nails, and then it's in different distances, and you see 4 nails, 5 nails, 15 nails. Those numbers also, based on the numbers, you will know how strong they are. Based on the distance, you know how strong. Okay, come, let's do. Which of the following are non-magnetic? Last week, we came up with some strategies, mnemonics, to actually remember the magnetic materials. There are 4 of them. If you still remember, then you know the answer to this question. Which of them are, you see here, the question is asking you non-magnetic. Remember, this is the second category. The first category is magnets. The third category is magnetic materials. All of you got the answer already, right? Hey, interesting, Mr. Ali. This week you give us a poll to answer. Wow. Da-da-da-da. I do my homework also, you know. I know what you guys like. So it's nice, right? Woo. This multiple choice is a bit interesting. You don't need to just choose one. You have to choose 2, right? Because there are 2 answers. Because all the options have given 2 answers. 2 of them are non-magnetic. So you can choose 2 answers. I believe you can click on 2. I have good number of participants. All of you excited to answer this time around. Compared to last time, you just like, oh, let Mr. Ali answer. Now you all are all participating. Good. Okay, still answers coming in. Who wants to see all the answers shared with me? Let's share. 1, 2, 3, boom. Dun, 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 dun. Okay. Okay, can see? So, some people only chose 1 answer. It's supposed to choose 2 answers. Okay, because there are 2 non-magnets here. One is copper, one is aluminum. So this is a different form. That's why the answer is C and D. Am I right? The answer to the question is C and D. Are you all seeing my screen back again? I hope so, because after I share with you the poll result, I'm just afraid that you can't see my screen. Can, right? If all okay, just type to me, okay, can see. So answer here, it must be D for delta. C and D. All of you chose it. That means you know the difference between magnet. Very good. My science lessons are working. Yay. Later we go see video. I shall bring back Max, because Max teaches us more things outside the classroom. Okay, let's go. 4 students, Jay, Reen, Melissa, and Ki Ming, made the following. Hey, later got one more poll. So stay tuned for that. It may come up anytime, so keep your minds alive, sharpen, and pay attention. Okay, 4 students, Jay, Reen, Melissa, and Ki Ming, made the following statements about magnets during the science lesson. Okay. Which of the following are correct? Okay. A magnet can attract all metals. Now, around question 1 to 10, I think is very easy, so I'm going to go a bit faster, so that you don't come here and say, hey, Chair, can you go faster? Okay, because I already, based on question 1 and the earlier question, you guys look like you're experts, so you can go faster. But after question 10, it gets a bit more difficult, so I'll slow down. Light poles repel. Light poles repel. One says light poles attract. Who's correct? Reen or Melissa? If Reen is correct, Melissa is wrong. Finally, Kiming, all metals can be made into magnets? No. Okay. Not all magnets, only certain magnets, especially magnetic materials, can be made into magnets. Okay, so answer is only Reen is correct. Raju wanted to separate two types of object which have been mixed together. Okay, so you have A mixed with B. Okay, and then you bring a magnet. Am I right? And he's able to separate one of them out, so the separation is possible. Cool. If separation is possible, what must A and B be? So let's write down what happens if we have A and B as iron. Both will attach to magnet. Am I right? Then this one, both will not be attracted. Why? You can see what they are. They are plastic and they are pencil lead, so they are not magnetic. So both will not be attracted. A and B will stay inside the bowl or wherever you have there. You will not be attracted. You need to attract one and leave one behind. Therefore, you need to have one magnetic material and one that's not, which is, steel and steel. Again, both will be attracted. So all three of the first three ABC cannot. However, steel is magnetic material. Very good. This one, non-magnet. Therefore, if you bring a magnet, what will happen? Only this guy will be attracted. Therefore, you can separate. Cool. All right, answer D. Study three magnets. Just name me. Oh, as easy as ABC. A is, remember what's the difference between U-shape and horseshoe? This is horseshoe because they are closer like this, whereas U is like this. Okay, this is horse shoe. This is U shape. It's different, huh? Slightly different, right? So horseshoe, U shape, U shape. Final one, is it a button or a ring? Is it a button or a ring? Good. Very easy. D. It's not a button because there's a hole. They tell you there's a hole. So there's a clue over there. Where's the clue? The clue is here. Look out for the clue. It's a hole. Okay. If there's no hole there, then it becomes a button. So the difference is so minute. Then the answer becomes A, right? So it could be A or D. Then you differentiate between a button and a ring. Which of the following can be attracted by a magnet? Oh, that's why I say very fast can go. This one cannot, this one cannot, this one can. That's it. Can go very fast. After question, then we slow down. All right, all okay? Good, good, good. So answer must be C only. Okay, yeah. Which two of the following make use of magnets in order to work? Oh. Of course, The compass is definitely one. Needs a magnet because it has a magnetic property. It needs a magnet in there so that the magnet will be attracted to the magnetic earth, right? Then, so these are the answers. At least compass must be in the answer. And then the other one says pencil, one says refrigerator. So the refrigerator definitely has a magnet also, right? So answer is D. Thank God there are no confusions over here. Okay, now we come to a concept where we learned last week, where the poles of the magnet are stronger than the center part of the any magnet. So where are the poles? Here. Where are the poles? Here. How are they different from the others? This is stronger magnet, stronger magnet. Here they are weaker magnet. Therefore, you see the iron nails there? A and D will pick up the most. So I'm going to the question already. A and D will pick up the most. And what? In between will pick up the least. Okay, cannot be this number 8 is the one that is wrong, and this is also wrong, right? So cannot be this. This is also wrong, this is also wrong, cannot be, must be big number. Here is big number, but this is small number, is wrong. So both sides must be big number at A and D, and P and C must be small number. That's how I choose the answer, correct? So that's why this is correct, this is correct, this is correct, this is correct. Who's correct? Zachary is correct. He is the one who made the correct prediction, because you all are going to predict what's going to happen if I bring the magnet. It hasn't even happened yet, but he's saying what's going to happen. So Zachary predicted it correctly, whereas the rest of them are all wrong. This is interesting. Now this is where the bulk of the lesson comes in, your knowledge. Okay, bring in your knowledge. I hope all of you already done the question so that we can move a little bit faster. Here, only metal A, metal bar. They say metal bar. They didn't say it's a magnet yet. They want you to identify whether it's a magnet, it's a non-magnet, or it's a magnetic material. But they are metals. Okay, so you can't say they are rubber or they are glass. They are metals. But in metals itself, there are three categories. Okay, if they are steel, nickel, iron, and cobalt, then they fall under category of magnetic materials. If they are magnetic, if they have a north pole and the south pole, then they come under the category of magnets. And if they just attract, they are magnetic material. Okay, let's go. So two metal bars, Lucas. First one, he moved the bar A towards B and observed that bar B moved towards A. It was attracting. So I draw the arrow for you. It attracted. Next, he flipped the bar A around. Remember, we flipped earlier. Similarly, we flip now. We flip. So we're going to write down the poles here. Let's say this is north, or normally the colored one will be north, and this is south, and this is north, this is south. He flipped it, and he found that bar B moved towards A still. Ooh, it's still moving. It did not repel. It must repel. Then it's a magnet. So it's not a magnet. B is not a magnet, because if it's a magnet, it will have repel, but it still attract. Then it's not a non-magnet either, because then otherwise no attraction would have happened. So it's only the third category. Is a, how do you fill that up? Is a material, because no matter what side your magnet is, it will still get attracted. So this is how we get whether it's category 1, category 2, or category 3. Because we know there's no attraction or repulsion, then we say it's non-magnet. If there is repulsion, we say it's a magnet. And if there is only attraction, we say it's a magnetic material. Okay? So which one of the following is true? I'm sure you have already read before me. So only C is true, the rest are false. Magnet A is a magnet, while B is made of magnetic material. Hula, 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 hula. Okay? Kayla, where's Kayla? Kayla labeled the poles of 4 identical bar magnets A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H. Wow, how many is that? 8. She arranged the 4 magnets such that 4 magnets were attracted. I always knew H is the 8th alphabet in B. alphabet list. You know how? Because when I was in primary school, we used to have 8 classes, and it used to be like 3A to 3H, right? So I always knew H is the 8th letter because we knew we had 8 classes. The teachers and the principal will always talk about, you 8 classes, can you come down now? Okay, we know that H is the 8th alphabet. And I was obviously, you know, over primary school, you'll be like going 1F, 1G, 1D. So you play with these alphabets all your life. Am I right? Same for you guys, right? You know A to H very well. Unless your classroom or your class is named after something else like 1 Grace, 1 Independence, 1 Respect, 2, and you have names also. Some of your convent schools do that. Then again, in that same respect, those names stick to your head very, like values like respect, independence, what is that? Patience and all that stick to your head also throughout your life because these were the names of your classrooms. Okay, very good. Let's move on swiftly. Which one of the following shows the possible range of 2 magnets? We know this, right? How to do this question. Let me start you off, kick you off with the writing the alphabets here. So we just straight away go and say, hey, let's give him N. I always start with N, S, then here is N, S. Why did I choose this N here? Why? Why did I choose this to be N? You must know, because these two are sticking to each other. They are attracted. So this must be N. So this is N, this is S, this is N, this is S. This is how it works. Everywhere they are attached as a pair, you must have different poles. This is the correct orientation. Now they're going to change the magnets around, push it around, disorient it, and do a new figure. And they're going to ask you which of them is possible. So we just need to know if this is possible here at the place where they are attracted. They didn't even make a very complicated orientation, a simple orientation. Just put 2 together. Question is, will they join or not? Will they join or not? Okay. B and H is S and S. E and B is N and S. C and E is N and N. Finally, H and D is S and S. So only one possible, that is B. Clear? Okay, this is again very, very fast can do. This is what I mean by experts. Last week, you don't know how to do. Then I teach you how to do. Then you do 2 times. They come back here, do 3rd time. By now you're like, hey, this is no problem for me. Mr. Ali has taught me the strategy to actually find out how these things stick. All you have to do is name them. Even though they give you A, B, C, D, E, you name them what? N, S, N, S, N, S. Only N, S. Otherwise, you got no other way to do it. Okay. Sophie set up the experiment. Now, this is about the strength of an magnet. So you need to know how. Now, a strength of a magnet can be determined by 2 factors. Okay, what is the 2 factors? Factor 1, number of objects it attracts. Am I right? 2, distance from the objects, right? If it's very far from the object and yet it can attract, it means it's strong, right? See, from far away you can attract something, means it's a strong magnet. If it doesn't attract and then it must go nearer and nearer, it's a weak magnet, right? So this is very clear in our head. So all we need to do is distance between magnet and steel pin. So this is the distance between the magnet and the object. So if it is very, very far, which is the biggest number here, 6 cm, and it can still attract, it means this is the strongest. Am I right? Who can say I'm wrong here? Because it's 6 cm away. The rest of the magnets need to go nearer before the steel pin can be attracted. So which one must have to go very near? S had to go very, very near. See the smallest number? So it's the weakest magnet. Am I right? That's all. Then you get second strongest and all that. So can we place them here on the right side? I'm going to write down. The strongest is Q. Weakest is S. What about in between? In between you have next strongest. The next number after 6 is 4 or 3. 4, then 3, then, and in this order. So we have written down the strongest to weakest. Now with this, very important, see I'm going to start this. This is important you write down on your paper. If you are doing this exam, if you didn't write this down, you cannot answer, because it's very confusing to just look at ABCD and look at the table, left and right, left and right, left and right. And it's very confusing. So now tell me, based on what I've written, can you find out which conclusion is correct? So there's not just one conclusion, there are many conclusions. So I'm giving you 30 seconds. Okay, carry on. Okay, you know the answer? Easy? B, right? Only B and C are correct. Okay, you can put them in order and you can just read A. S is the strongest. No. P is weaker. Yes. R is stronger than P. Yes. Q is stronger than R but weaker than. No. So answer is B. Okay, so what is the next question? Same thing. Okay, you need to determine which of these STU is stronger than each other. Then, because the question here is saying, is the weakest, is as strong, is weaker, is stronger. So you need to determine which is the strongest. Strongest. So again, we do the same thing. We repeat one more time. Strongest to the weakest. So the strongest one is U. Why? Because he's high up and yet he can attract 4 pins. This guy has to be lower than he can attract 4 pins. Okay, so U is the strongest. But S is very, very low and he's only attracting 2 pins. So S is the weakest. So therefore we put it in this order. So based on this, now you can answer, right? Go on, carry on. I'll give you 10 seconds. Here there are no 2 statements, just one. Just pick which statement is correct. But the question is which statement is not correct, not true. So maybe there are 3 correct statements. This is correct, S is the weakest, P is weaker, correct, U is stronger, correct. So the only wrong one is this one. So answer is B, okay, B, yeah. Hi Brandon, how are you? Brandon is trying to say hello to me. He's trying to get my attention, so I'm going to talk to him. Hi, hello. So you have to talk to me now. All of us are bored. You want to hear your voice. Oh, Brandon. Hi.
Hi.
What's up?
Nothing much.
Did you go to school today?
Nope, I'm going to school on Monday.
Oh, you're in primary 4.
5.
5. Oh, no wonder. That's why you find the class very slow, right? Then why don't you attend tomorrow's class?
Wait, tomorrow have?
Yeah, every week we have a primary 5 and 6 class on Thursday. Don't you know?
Nope.
Oh. When you go to the list of live classes, we actually have a primary 3, primary 4 class on Wednesday and primary 5, primary 6 on Thursdays. Oh, thankfully, I actually spoke to you then. It made a lot of sense, and then I actually can highlight to you that we do have it. Maybe you didn't know. Actually, who told you about these classes?
No, I found out myself.
Very good. Okay. So, so tomorrow I will see you there again. And then from next, and then we can do P5 stuff, P6 stuff, okay?
Okay.
Okay, see you. Bye-bye. That was fun. So you guys can see how people behave outside of my class. They just come in and then not even know that they can have a class tomorrow. Okay, let's carry on. Question 12. Okay, this one maybe you guys can do it yourself. Again, it's to do with the strength of the magnet, right? So, Ken? Oh, this fine science student is called Ali. Must be an excellent science student. Thank you. Okay, so he's going to do an experiment, and based on the result, just by observing, what can you observe? Which of the following statements he makes is or are correct? Now, in this case, again, sometimes you may know only one statement is correct, or two statements are correct, or even three statements can be correct. So it is very, very important. Okay, Ken? Are you all doing the question or not? I shall remain silent and meditate for 1 minute. And also think through whether I should show you the video later on Max or not. Only people who are behaving needs to see videos, right? That's how it works. The life is very unfair. Let's move to the answers. Okay, now you should know, right? Question 12 answer is A and B only. The steel clip is magnetic is definitely true. Otherwise, you'll not be attracting to the magnets. And magnet is the strongest at its poles is definitely true. Magnet L is stronger is not really true or cannot really say. Magnet L and K are equally strong, again, cannot really say. It's not definitely true. Okay, so the first two are definitely true. C and D, we are not sure because based on the magnets attracted, you can't say L is stronger. Where's magnet L? Oh, yeah. Magnet L should be probably magnet. The other magnet is stronger because they attracted more clips at the poles. And magnet L and K are equally strong. It's also wrong because L is the other one. This one, it looks like the stronger one. All right, based on the number of clips at the poles. How many? 2, 4, 6 here. 2, 4, 5 here. 4 here. And 4 here. So you can see which is stronger. Okay. Okay, this one, 13, has no options. Okay, so this is a challenge to you. Do you know that there are no questions here? There's only no options, as in there's no A, B, C, D. So how are we going to do this question? Let's read together. Mr. Tan carried out a test to observe the interaction between a magnet and object A, B, C. This is the category 1, 2, 3. He placed one end of the magnet near each object. Okay, so let's draw the magnet. Let's draw the poles. Can be any pole. And then there's object 1, object 2, object 3. 1, 2, 3. Or rather, we can say A, B, C. Right? And let's figure out what happened when Mr. Tan carried out. A moved towards the magnet. Ta-da! B, no interaction, nothing happened. C, move away from the magnet and also move toward the magnet. Whenever it was, it could do both. So if it go away from the magnet, it can repel. If it can repel, it is a magnet because it has its poles. Okay, this is C. So because of this, C became a magnet. Understand? B, nothing happened, so it's a non-magnet. And A, only attract but no repel. No repel means it can only attract, means it's a magnetic material. Got it? So my objective was to show you that this can be done even before you see the question of options A, B, C, D. So now what's the question? Based on his observations, which of the following statement is definitely true? Okay, remember this is non-magnet. This is magnetic material. I'm going to write short form. This one is a magnet. So based on that, what we've already done, object C is a magnet. Yes. Object B is made of iron. No. Because object B is a non-magnet, so it can't be iron. Right? Because iron is magnetic material. Object A and C are magnet. No. Only C is a magnet, so it's no. Object A and B are magnetic materials. No, because B is a non-magnet. Based on this, we can actually determine all the answers. So this is easy whenever, like I said, you need to know what's happening on the left-hand side before you try the right-hand side. Otherwise, you get too confused. And also, you need to put down your own, write down your conclusions. Always. If you don't write down, you cannot try to figure out the answer by just observation. Just like earlier, remember we read strongest magnet to the weakest magnet. Then we say, oh, P, Q, R, S. We need to write this down. We need to write down your conclusion. You write down your conclusion, you can get your answer. You don't write down anything. You want to be superstar, you want to be magical, you want to be like, ooh, I can see the answers now. Then you cannot see the answers. I'm sure you cannot see. You have to put down the conclusions, and then you can see very, very clearly, and you can go on confidently that you just got the answers. Okay, VG, you want a poll? Okay, who wants a poll question now to take a break, to stretch up? Okay, can. Okay, before we do a compass question, which is question 14, this one, we do a poll. So let's see poll. How to do poll. Padam, poll. Let's go. I know you all are having fun with this. You didn't expect this, right? Good. Shall I end it? I will take in 5 more responses, then I'm going to end it. 4 more. 2 more. 2 more responses, I'm going to end it. You can't even decide what mask color you want to school. Very good. You know what? Who wants to see the results? I'm not going to show you. I'm a naughty monkey. I'm not going to show. Sorry. I'm quite happy in a way that none of you chose the 6th option. You know what the 6th option is? It's I don't wear any mask. I'm a naughty monkey. Well, I thought some people, just because you're naughty, you're gonna write that answer, choose that answer, just to make a fun of the whole thing. But you guys are very good kids. Okay, so you can see what masks we are wearing to school. The color that wins is Celine says, I like black. Black looks good on me. How do you know the other colors don't look good on you? Have you tried white, pink, colorful, and so on? How many of you ordered masks from online and you started wearing cartoon? I don't think you're allowed to wear cartoon characters. Are you? Who's wearing cartoon character to school? That's the colorful one. What? So those people, the 3 of you who said colorful, can you all reply to me? What colorful? What do you mean by colorful? What is colorful? Rainbow, or like some animation, some cartoon character, some movie, some Marvel, something that you like? What is it? What's colorful? 3 people said colorful, 2 said black. So I know 1 is Celine. Only 2 people wear black. 1 wear pink. 9 wearing white. Is it because you got the recent government masks, the white color. I also heard that a lot of children are wearing white in school, but some of them did get pink and then they got blue. Blue is the one probably I think you're wearing the what? The one that is the clinical one, the surgical mask, is it? Blue? Kason! Why question mark Kason? You want to talk, Kason? Kason, you probably have something to say. Want to say something, then you can just unmute yourself. First, I will unmute you. Yes, I see Kason. Then if you want to say something, we can chat. See, Kason. Are you ready or not, Kason? Kason 10. Can't even unmute you, is it? Let's try. Ooh. Hi. Some people. Hi. Hi. Ooh. What was that?
Hi.
Hi.
Okay, now all woke up ready, right? Very good. You got this kind of energy to wake you all up. Where did the energy come from? It's from all of you. All the noise. I just unmute everybody one shot. And then some people's houses are just so noisy, right? So that's where the noise came from. Not my place. My place is so quiet. You can hear me in a quiet, serene environment teaching you guys. Okay, how long more do we have? How many more questions? Brandon always like to ask me how many more questions I have. Let's see how many questions I have. 14, 15. Okay, never mind. We see. I'm also not sure. Okay, in this case, we're supposed to draw the what? Compass sign. And if you remember, the compass will always point in the direction of the north, right? So this one must be north. This one must be south because this is already drawn for you. Am I right? So this one is north. This one is south. Therefore, when you draw a new one, it must follow the same. Because north is here after all. Okay, so answer must be C. Cool. We will do more of this next week as well. And you can also do it another way where if you have a magnet and this is north and this is south, remember we drew field lines. This is another way of drawing. Always there will be field lines from north to south. So if you put a compass here, it will point here. It will imitate the arrows. Okay. The chart below shows classification of some materials into group S and T. What can we call, or what can we put in place of S and T? Should we put metal there? Should we put magnet there? Should we put sink in water? Or should we put transparent? What should we put? Between S and T, what's the difference? Adi, are you ready to tell me which answer you will choose for this question, Adi? No? I can't unmute him. I'm trying to call someone. Anybody wants to speak? Chloe? Let me try. Earlier I spoke to Brenda, it was fine. Now I don't seem to be able to unmute anybody. Something wrong. Let's try. Huh?
Hello.
Who's this? Hello, who's this? Now what happens is I just let all the students unmute themselves. They start unmuting. Okay, guess what? No, only the person who wants to answer this can speak. The rest cannot. The rest mute yourself.
Okay. Magnetic and non-magnetic.
Are you sure? So, okay, answer B is wrong.
Answer
B is
A. Answer A.
yeah.
A. Metal non-magnetic. Answer A. Metal or non-metal?
You see, just because we're doing a magnetic chapter doesn't mean the answer will be magnet. It looks like this one is magnetic and non-magnetic. Looks like only, but this is where you guys make the mistake. These two metals, this is magnetic. This is not. Aluminium is not. Remember, magnetic materials are only Si and zinc, right? What is that? Steel, iron, nickel, cobalt. So since aluminium is there, it can't be magnetic material. Therefore, B is wrong. It can only be a plain magnet. So this, I mean, a metal. So these are just metals and non-metals. So this is where you guys fall again. In the exam, you may see one question like this. Straight away, you may choose B, but make sure you don't choose B, you choose A. That will give you 1 mark instead of 0 mark. Okay, I think that's the end of the questions. So those of you who want to stay back to see the video, you can. Next week, we will do how to do magnets. So I will show you a preview of what we'll do next week quickly. So this is an experiment that you can do at home. I will also upload for you. Those of you who have seen my lessons on the 88 Tuition website, you know I've shown this before to you people. This is the way to make a compass at home without the use of a real compass. You can just make use of a magnet and a needle and make the needle magnetic, and you can put it in water and you can see it turn to the north. So if you are in a house and you don't know where's the north, you go out the window and you don't know if you're looking south or north or east or west, you can make this simple compass if you don't have a compass at all and find out which direction. This is very primitive. Of course, nowadays we have technology. We can make use of apps even to find out which direction we are facing. Okay, but this is in order to do a compass at home. For example, in the science lab, we may give you this experiment and we don't allow you to use your phone or your app. We need you to make a real compass out of a needle and a magnet. So this is the way. I will upload this slide for you to download by tomorrow. So this will be there. And then next week, we'll do making magnets. How do we make the magnet? So just now, that steel is starting of a making of a magnet actually. And then we'll continue with the proper ways of making the magnets. Some of you already are familiar. So I'm just going the slides of what I'm going to do next week so that you are prepared. So if you want to know what to read up before coming for class next week, this is it, okay? So make sure, and also download my homework and finish it. Okay, so shall I leave you with this question? This is what happened this week in my house. When I left the fridge open and I took my juice out, I poured my juice into my glass. And when I turned back, I saw this picture. Guess what happened? What happened to him? I don't know. Maybe next week I tell you. next week, come back next week, I tell you. Okay. A lot of people requesting for Science Max and what happened to Max, right? So I will share the video and I'll let it play until it ends. So you can stay and watch until it ends. Those who want to leave earlier, you can leave earlier. Those who want to watch till the end is fine.